And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button and tap that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one exciting video. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I did a piece this morning on financial survival, and I thought I would bring you if you're a writer out there, I thought I would bring you some practical advice. Now, I'm not offering you financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just like regurgitating information that's already out there and that you probably already know about. You always want to check with a financial advisor before you go off half cocked, like throw all your money into like Dogecoin or something like that. So this is just entertainment. I'm no financial advisor, so but I do have some good ideas for you. All right, so if you're a full-time writer, you obviously don't get paid on a regular basis. I've gone up to like 3 months without getting paid, and still I had to pay the rent, utilities, food, gas, auto repair, whatever comes up, right? Got to pay for my trips. Got to pay for the beer. If you got a girlfriend, you got to pay for that, all those things. But anyway, number one item, save your money. And you know what that means? It means whenever you get paid, pay yourself first. So I don't know if it works for you, if you can take 10% off the top, put it away and don't touch it. But pay yourself first and make sure you have at least 3 months worth of rent and living expenses to live on, just in case the worst happens and for some reason AI completely takes over and there's no more writing gig and you have to apply for a job like at the state of New York or something like that, in which case anyway, you get what I'm saying. So like, put money aside. You can't survive in this business and live like the other people do on where the grass is greener. The people who are receiving weekly paychecks and they can sort of afford to well, I get paid next week again, so like I can blow all my money on a new TV or whatever they do, country club, trips to Miami, whatever. I don't know. That stuff doesn't interest me, but anyway, it might interest you. And I have a cheat sheet. Yes, I have a cheat sheet. Okay, so here's another excellent piece of advice, as Arnold would say. Advices. Get a used car and do not finance it. You pay cash. My Jeep, I lucked out. I got a 2012 fully optimized Wrangler about 5 or 6 years ago now, and it was like it had 28,000 miles on it, and I think at the time it was worth it. They asked $23,000 for it, and I put down like 10 grand, and I paid it off within the year. I was wondering why it was so inexpensive though, because it needed about $6,000 worth of work. However, with a used car, and if you pay it off right away or pay for the whole thing right off the bat, you are going to pay for a while. You're going to pay more on maintenance, but you'd rather be paying that than a $400 or $500 car payment every month. And I think that's about what they are now. Some car payments are like $600 to $700. If you just have to have that Range Rover, you're going to be paying out your ass. So do not do that. Buy a used car. Live in a small place. This is the third one. You don't need a big ass house, especially if you're single like me. What do you need a huge house for? Kids are grown, whatever. You know, even taking even a step further, live in an apartment. That way you don't have to pay for maintenance. You don't have to pay for heat and hot water usually. It's just so much easier. You don't have to pay home insurance. You don't have to pay for a new roof. You don't have to pay for a new boiler. You don't have to pay for you get taxes twice a month or twice a year, I guess. I've had like 3 houses and I've always lost money on them all. Like always. I'm just not good with houses. And plus, it gives you more time to write. You know, otherwise, you know, you got to be outside. You got to be mowing the lawn during that season. You got to be fixing stuff. You got to be making the place look nice. Granted, it's good to own property, but in my case, I own intellectual property. So there you go. Another good one. Put away the credit cards. The credit cards should only be for emergency use only. Now, I fucked up a little bit last year. I went to Turkey for a month and Italy for 2 months, and I largely charged most of it. I didn't realize I was. I think it was because it's something I don't normally do, but what had happened was, this is just something personal. One of my crypto accounts got hacked, and I lost like $15,000 or something like that. And so suddenly I was like finding myself kind of cash poor. I mean, money was coming in, but like, you know, I knew it was going to be a while until I'd made up for the loss. And so, and also at the same time, I wanted to pay off my son's student loan because it's such a pain in the ass. Every month they hound you, you know, and it was like $500 a month, something like that. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to use my line of credit because I have excellent lines of credit. I'm going to use one of them to just pay it off. And it was a great move, actually. But at the same time, I was like, well, all right. So I didn't use a credit card to pay for all the stuff that goes with traveling, but I think I used it for the flights. And so before you know, like you get like, you know, you have like a balance of like $3,000 or $4,000. And, you know, for some people, you might be like, if you're like a non-writer, you might be like, that's what you're bitching about. But for a writer, that's a lot. You don't want to be carrying a credit card balance. So use cash. Always use cash. And if you don't have the cash, you know, to go out for a few beers or whatever, then you ain't going out for a few beers. You're waiting till the next time you get paid. Sorry. Or do what I do and ask your mother if she'll give you maybe $50. No, I don't do that anymore. Nor would she give it to me. She'd be like, no, you're like 80, you're like 70 years old. You know, anyway. Here's a real big one. Do not work for free. How many times have I told you guys this? Do not work for free. It's the fucking amateurs out there who will work for free that screw it up for professionals like us. You know, like, oh, I'll write a story for Medium. What, and earn like 3 cents? You know, like, I would love everybody to go on strike and shut all those fucking places down. Like, what's the other one? What's the Huffington Post? Like, some guys are like, you know, and gals are like, oh, I got, you know, I finally, after like 10 years, got my own column in the Huffington Post. Yeah, how much you getting paid for that? 0. Yeah, but it's great exposure. It's not great exposure. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, they're not going to be like, wow, great article. I think I'll go buy all that person's books now. No, don't write for free. Don't even entertain that. Just don't write for free. Every time you write, get paid for it. Get paid well for it. I don't take a piss without getting paid. And that's just my philosophy. I didn't make that up. Harlan Ellison said that. I don't take a piss without getting paid. And that's the truth. You know, call me a hard ass, but that's just the way it is. and you have to have that mindset. What's the last one? Aha! This is my most fun thing. Invest wisely. For me, at 58, I'm a big Bitcoin proponent, right? I've been talking about it for ages. And Bitcoin, I think, has bottomed. And I do believe, even if it loses a little bit more, now's a great time to be investing in it, because I do believe over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to like at least 5x. Some people say it's going to 10x. Some people say it's going to 30x. Some people say it's just going to 4x. Doesn't matter. Dollar cost average into it, whatever you can afford every day, and don't touch it. However, maintain a principle, but take profits along the way, because you don't want to like suddenly it's 5x and you haven't taken any profits and you're still letting the principal sit there, and then it suddenly tanks back down to like what you originally bought it for, and then you're shit out of luck. So take little profits along the way. All right, that's my financial plan. Anyway, I don't know about what you want to do. Whatever you do is your choice. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on TV. However, talk to people who know what they're doing. Like if you have a friend who's a boring accountant, sorry, I'm picking on accountants. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I just do. However, but if you do have a boring accountant who's a friend, talk to him or her, and they will give you good advice, probably. At this point, if I talk to an accountant, they'll probably give me bad advice. Such a ball buster, aren't they? God, I don't know. All right. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I think it's a long weekend for people who work at the state and stuff like that, right? God, you guys got it so easy. Bankers, unbelievable. But I'll come to you either tomorrow, since it's a holiday, or I might miss tomorrow and get to Tuesday, God willing. All right. And ciao, ciao.